The country Albania is located in the southeastern region of the European continent, in the western part of the Balkan Peninsula. It is positioned both in the northern and eastern hemispheres of the Earth. Albania is bordered by 4 countries, by Montenegro in the northwest, by Kosovo in the northeast, by North Macedonia in the east, and by Greece in the south and southeast. It is bounded by the Adriatic Sea in the west and the Ionian Sea in the southwest. Albania shares its maritime borders with Italy, Greece, and Montenegro. Albania is a sovereign country occupying an area of 28,748 square kilometers or 11,100 square miles in southeast Europe. Albania has significant diversity in topography or landscape. The landscape ranges from snow-capped mountains to warm and sunny coastal areas along the Ionian and Adriatic Seas. From the broad and swampy coastal plain fronting the Adriatic Sea, the land rises into hills and mountains that makes up roughly 70% of the country's area. The major mountain ranges of Albania include the Albania Alps, the Korab, and the Pindus Mountains. The highest point is Mount Karabit in the Korab Mountains at 9,066 feet or 2,764 meters. The mountain is located on Albania's border with North Macedonia. From the mountains, flowing inland towards the Adriatic Sea are significant rivers like the Drine and Vlora. The 3 major lakes of Albania include Ohrid and Prespa, both shared with Macedonia. Lake Ohrid is the deepest lake in the Balkans and reaches depth of 935 feet or 284 meters. The lowest point in Albania is the Adriatic Sea at 0 meter. Albania, officially the Republic of Albania, is divided into 12 counties. The counties are subdivided into 61 municipalities and several smaller subdivisions. Located in the heart of the country is Tirana, the capital and the largest and the most populous city of Albania. It is the main administrative, financial and economic center of the country. History. A part of the Illyrian in ancient times and later of the Roman Empire, Albania was ruled by the Byzantine Empire from 535 to 1204, an alliance of Albanian chiefs from 1444 to 1466 failed to halt the advance of the Ottoman Turks, and the country remained under at least nominal Turkish rule for more than 4 centuries, until it proclaimed its independence on November 28, 1912. Albania declared its independence from the Ottoman Empire in 1912, but was conquered by Italy in 1939 and occupied by Germans in 1943. Communist partisans took over the country in 1944. Albania allied itself first with the USSR until 1960 and then with China to 1978. In the early 1990s, Albania ended 46 years of isolated communist rule and established a multi-party democracy. The transition has proven to be challenging as successive governments have tried to deal with high unemployment, widespread corruption, dilapidated infrastructure, powerful organized crime networks, and combative political opponents. Albania has made progress in its democratic development since it first held multi-party elections in 1991. Most of Albanian post-communist elections were marred by claims of electoral fraud. However, international observers judge elections to be largely free and fair since the restoration of political stability following the collapse of pyramid schemes in 1997. Albania joined NATO in April 2009 and in June 2014 became an EU candidate. In April 2017, Albania received a European Commission recommendation to open EU accession negotiations following the passage of historic EU-mandated justice reforms in 2016. Albania, along with North Macedonia, opened EU accession talks in 2022. Although Albania's economy continues to grow, a large informal economy and a weak energy and transportation infrastructure remain obstacles. Area: total 28,748 square kilometer. Land: 27,398 square kilometer. Water: 1,350 square kilometer. The country ranks 144th in the world by area size. Country's flag: red with a black two-headed eagle in the center. The design is claimed to be that of the 15th century hero Georgi Kastrioti Skanderberg, who led a successful uprising against the Ottoman Turks that resulted in a short-lived independence for some Albanian regions. 1443 to 1478. An unsubstantiated explanation for the eagle symbol is the tradition that Albanians see themselves as descendants of the eagle. They refer to themselves as Shqiptare, which translates as sons of the eagle. Climate: mid-temperate, cool, cloudy, wet winters, hot, clear, dry summers. Interior is cooler and wetter. Terrain: mostly mountains and hills, small plains along coasts. Natural resources: petroleum, natural gas, coal, bauxite, chromite, copper, iron ore, nickel, salt, timber, hydropower, arable land. Land use: agricultural land 42.8% 2018 estimate, forest 28.8% 2018 estimate, other 28.8% 2018 estimate. Natural hazards: destructive earthquakes, tsunamis occur along the southwestern coasts, floods, droughts. People and society: population 3,101,621 2023 estimates. The country ranks 136 in the world by population size. Nationality: Albanian. Ethnic groups: Albanian 82.6%, Greek 0.9%, other 1%, including Vlach, Romani, Macedonia, Montenegrin, and Egyptian. Unspecified 15.5%, 2011 estimates. Languages: Albanian 98.8%, official, derived from the Tusk dialect. Greek 0.5%, other 0.6%, including Macedonia, Romani, Vlach, Turkish, Italian, and Serbo-Croatian. Unspecified 0.1%, 2011 estimates. Religions: Muslim 56.7%, Roman Catholic 10%, Orthodox 6.8%, Atheist 2.5%, Bektashi, a Sufi order 2.1%, Order 5.7%, Unspecified 16.2%, 2011 estimates. All mosques and churches were closed and religious observance prohibited. In November 1990, Albania began allowing private religious practice. Age structure: 0 to 14 years 17.9%, 15 to 64 years 67.53%, 65 years and over 40.57%, 2023 estimates. Median age: total 34.3 years, male 32.9 years, female 35.7 years. 2020 estimates. The country ranks 91 in the world by median age. Population growth rate 0.19%. 2023 estimates. The country ranks 179th in the world. Birth rate 12.48 births per 1,000 population. 2023 estimates. The country ranks 143rd in the world. Population distribution: a fairly even distribution with somewhat higher concentrations of people in the western and central parts of the country. Urbanization: urban population 64.6% of total population 2023. Rate of urbanization 1.29% annual rate of change 2020 to 2025 estimates. Mother's mean age at first birth 26.6 years 2020 estimates. Maternal mortality ratio 8 deaths per 100,000 live births 2020 estimates. The country ranks 148 in the world. Total fertility rates 1.55 children born per woman 2023 estimates. The country ranks 195th in the world. Physicians density 1.88 physicians per 1,000 population 2020. Hospital bed density 2.9 beds per 1,000 population 2013. Obesity adult prevalence rates 21.7% 2016. The country ranks 85th in the world. Currently married women ages 15 to 49 67.2% 2023 estimates. Women married by age 15 1.4%. Women married by age 18 11.8%. Literacy: people age 15 and over who can read and write. Total population 98.4%, male 98.7%, female 98.2% 2021. School life expectancy: primary to tertiary education. Total 14 years, male 13 years, female 15 years 2020. Youth unemployment rates ages 15 to 24. Total 27.8%, male 28%, female 27.6% 2021 estimates. Environment current issues: deforestation, soil erosion, water pollution from industrial and domestic effluents, air pollution from industrial and power plants, loss of biodiversity due to lack of resources for sound environmental management. Capital: Tirana. Etymology: the name Tirana first appears in a 1418 Venetian document. The origin of the name is unclear, but may derive from the Tecan fortress, whose ruins survive on the slopes of the Dashti mountain and which overlooks the city. Independence: 28 November 1912 from Ottoman Empire. National holiday: Independence Day, 28 November 1912, also known as Flag Day. National heritage: total world heritage sites 4, 2 cultural, 1 natural, 1 mixed. The heritage sites are Economic overview. Future hopeful EU member states. Oil and gas exporter but investing towards a blue economy. COVID-19 and earthquake economic disruptions and declines. Experiencing high debt and account balances. Strengthening private sector growth and public sector trusts. Real GDP. Purchasing power parity. $40.822 billion 2021 estimate. The country ranks 120th in the world. Real GDP growth rate. 8.52%. 2021 estimate. The country ranks 34 in the world. Real GDP per capita. $14,500 2021 estimate. The country ranks 113 in the world. Agricultural products. Milk, maize, tomatoes, potatoes, watermelons, wheat, grapes, cucumbers, onions, apples, industries, food, footwear, apparel and clothing, lumber, oil, cement, chemicals, mining, basic metals, hydropower. Labor force 1.378 million 2021 estimate. The country ranks 135 in the world. Labor force by occupation. Agriculture 41.4%, industry 18.3%, services 40.3%, 2017 estimate. Unemployment rate 11.82%. 2021 estimate. This official rate may not include those working at near subsistence farming. The country ranks 172 in the world. Population below poverty line 14.3%. 2012 estimate. Exports $5.612 billion 2021 estimate. The country ranks 124th in the world. Export partners. Italy 45%, Spain 8%, Germany 6%, Greece 5%, France 4%, China 4%, 2019. Exports commodities. Leather, footwear and parts, electricity, crude petroleum, iron alloys, clothing, insulated wiring. 2021. Albanian cannabis production remains a significant illicit trade export. Imports $8.004 billion 2021 estimates. The country ranks 123rd in the world. Import partners. Italy 28%, Greece 12%, China 11%, Turkey 9%, Germany 5%, 2019. Imports commodities. Refined petroleum, cars, turned hides, packaged medical supplies, footwear parts. 2019. Communications, telephone, fixed lines, total subscriptions 197,690, 2021 estimate. Subscriptions per 100 inhabitants 7, 2021 estimate. The country ranks 122nd in the world. Telephones, mobile cellular, total subscriptions 2,635,466, 2021 estimate. Subscriptions per 100 inhabitants 92, 2021 estimate. The country ranks 145 in the world. Internet users total 2.291 million 2021 estimates. Percentage of population 79%, 2021 estimates. Airports 3, 2021. The country ranks 190 in the world. Airports with paved runways 3. Fascinating fact about Albania. Albania is one of the European countries with a long history of growing grapes. Vines were grown in the country as early as the Ice Age, and the oldest seeds found in Albania are between 4,000 and 6,000 years of age. Hi, thanks for watching to the end. I hope this video has been informative and entertaining. If you like this video and you would like to see more content like this, kindly like, share, leave a comment in the comment section, and also please subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed yet. Thanks for watching to the end. Have a nice day and look out for the next video.